Hi, my name's Lauren, and today I would like to persuade you to recertify your National EMS certification. Can you remember how long and hard you studied for your National Registry certification for your EMT, AMT, or paramedic? Do you remember how nervous you were when you took the NRET examination? Did you think it was the hardest exam that you ever took? Have you ever thought about letting your recertification lapse? Well, there are benefits to maintaining your certification, such as employment benefits, credibility of maintaining your education standards that transfer throughout the nation. And it's easy and inexpensive. Let's begin by telling you about the benefits of maintaining your National Registry certification. Maintaining your certification has many benefits, like when you seek a job. There are many employers who look for people who have their NRET certification. It's also a resume builder. It also puts acronyms behind your name, which in today's society is really important. And individuals tend to get paid more if they have their National Registry certification. Also, if you seek a federal job, they require you to have your National Registry EMS certification, so it's a good idea to keep it if you're applying for that type of job. Let's talk about the credibility of maintaining education standard that transfers throughout the nation. Everyone likes to move every once in a while to a different state, so it's pretty important to meet education standards. In 2012, the National Registry of EMTs included a new recertification model which requires a certain amount of hours of education. According to the National Registry Continued Competency, it is constructed like the medical specialties recommendations. This follows things recertified like doctors and nurses. They require them to follow the EMS National Certification Competency requirements. This competency program requires you to seek continuing education. There are it's broken down in 3 different selections. You have 50%, which is national content, and 25% is local content, and 25% is personal content. The national content covers things that are trends in evidence-based medicine. So everything that they get evidence off of data and collection of information throughout the nation, they cover it. So if anything changes like AHA guidelines, they cover that. They also cover the scope of practice. So if anything's changed within your certain certification level, you also cover that. The 25% local content is based upon what your state recommends, or your region, or your agency. Things that are covered in this section is usually your protocols that your EMS providers cover. They also go over run reviews, so anything that you might need to improve, they cover those also. And then you can meet with your medical director of your company, which also helps you go over recertification. Individual content is anything that you believe that you should improve on. So if you have a special interest, you can cover that as part of your education hour, and it also helps you give personal growth. Now, if you decide to recertify, remember, it's simple. If you're already doing education, gaining education for your state, why not apply to continue your education for the National Registry? Currently, there are 12 states who require individuals who maintain their certification to keep their state license, which means it makes it easier for you to take your National Registry certification and apply it to those states instead of having to meet their guidelines. Recertifying is inexpensive. So the EMT and AMT level, it only costs $15. If you're a paramedic, it only costs $20. As you can see, the data that was provided to me by Jeremy Miller, which is the Chief Certification Officer at the National Registry of Emergency Medical Technicians, shows the number of people that it chose to recertify. It is becoming more significant. In 2015, the retention rate that they had to recertify individuals was 60%. And then in 2016, it increased to 61%. And as you can tell, in 2017, they were at 63%. And this shows that people are finding it important to recertify. As you can see, maintaining your certification provides you with more job opportunities, credibility of maintaining an education standard that transfers throughout the nation. The information I gathered for this presentation was provided to me by Jeremy Miller, and then I found information on the National Registry website.